The aliens are jamming the signal.
We've lost Sadie, right?
That seems as if the aliens got our line.
The aliens took you away, Sister Sadie.
Oh no, they took me away once. Listen, this is a very serious thing for my close friends. I must say, and this is no BS. I was taken once. I was taken in my innocence, because I was taken once, and as I told some people, I was taken to the Crystal Mountain. That is why I know Antarctica does not snow. There's some over there. And I was taken to a lab where I was shown by one of the graves the blood. He took me and showed me various tubes and blood. And I'm telling you, I have a picture of him right now. He's talking with the Pope. They are my friends. Who came back on first? Hi.
I could hear you.
I hear you
Now,
now.
this is what the new baby is doing.
Uh-oh. The um the aliens took her mic.
Hmm. They don't want too much to let out yet.
These lights are look like the orbs in the sky. You see, we're talking too much about the aliens. They're interrupting the show. Maybe
They
we need
are
to
on the
invite
show. They
them.
are here with us.
Yes, sis. Let me hear you.
Well, I just want to elaborate. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Sister Sadie, on your achievement as the president of the Ethiopian Association. Sorry, and as I always look up to you with a lot of respect, you are a visionary, and I respect you quite very much. And I am very happy about the topic that you have chosen for this evening. There are aliens among us. This is a familiar topic. We've been hearing that from since we were kids, when have always been asking this question. And now the reality is coming to roost. When we look at the question that you have asked, are there aliens among us? Firstly, it's a very in-depth question. We have to look at it from many angles. We have to look at it from a historical point of view. We have to look at it from a religious point of view, as the good doctor just said. We
Winborn.
have to look at it, Dr. Winborn, sorry. We have to look at it from a cultural point of view. We have to look at it from a scientific point of view. And I'm happy that he did mention the age of Aquarius, because logically speaking, the age of Aquarius is associated with many different things as well. The age of Aquarius is associated with electricity, computers, democracy, humanitarianism, idealism, modernization, philanthropy, humanity, perseverance, freedom. I mean, there are scientific rationalism. There are so many things associated with it that we cannot just look at it from one point of view. And we have to, to discuss are there aliens among us. It will take us now until the end of next year, and we will not even have arrived at a conclusion. Historically, we have to begin I would begin first from the Roswell incident. We have heard of the Roswell incident in New Mexico, right, Dr. Winburn?
Absolutely.
Okay. This announcement had made international headlines, and the purpose, the Army reported that it was a conventional weather balloon. That's why I have to say as well, I love my president, Mr. Trump, because he's asking you to question your government. What happened within the closed confines of Roswell, New Mexico, that we don't know, right? And by questioning the military balloon crash of 1947, we can know a lot of what takes place behind closed doors in Roswell. Secondly, we have to look at it from a biblical point of view, right? Somebody was telling me just today, Dr. Winborn, that when Elijah went up to heaven, he was caught up in a chariot, right? And that chariot is still out there floating. I don't know if you believe that, but I was like, really? They said yes. And when we claim of seeing sightings, visitations, contact with extraterrestrial or paranormal connected flying objects, this could one of chariot of or could be one of them, right? That's another biblical point of view. Now we look at it from a cultural point of view. The Native Indians here in Canada. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
you're with us. Somebody needs to silence your background.
Okay then.
Continue.
Okay. The Native Indians here in Canada are looking at it from a cultural point of view that extraterrestrial beings have visited us, and it's a break in wisdom, it's a break in growth. For them, it's abundance, it's prosperity, right? So for me, everybody have look at it from a different point of view. Now, hospitals here in Canada, they're looking at it as antipsychotic, psychotherapical. It's like people are crazy. It's like none of that exists. Atheists are saying something even different. I just read a paper in the Canadian Journal of Psychiatry where a group of 6 persons who alleged contact with extraterrestrials were examined, and I think 5 of them said that the paper said that they were suffering from a paranoid delusional state, which is akin to a paraphernalia, right? So we look at it from different dimensions, right? And what I want to look at as I going back to what Dr. Winburn was saying again was the age of Aquarius, right? Why now? Right? We know Sister Sadie, the visionary that she is, she has opened our eyes to many things, right? But what does this age of Aquarius, when did it happen? Is it continuing? What does it mean for us as we move from the spirituality of and sacrifice of the age of Pisces, and the Aquarian energy pushes us to rethink how we live, how we work, how we connect in a rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence, and the astrological significance of it. What it does, what is it showing us? Or is it rooted in the cosmic dance of the Earth's axis? Are we making a shift in the collective energy of the world as young, 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 what was young again? Young, Jung, that was his name, I think, comes to my mind. As he said, the collective unconscious, influencing everything from technology to social structures. We are going into another new age, right? Which is a new year. It changes, the numbers have changed, right? And what is it for us? Spirituality, sacrifice, mysticism. A new wave of intellectualism has sprung up. Innovations, the collective unconscious, as I just said before, in a new artificial intelligence age. The shift isn't just about a change in focus. It's, for me, a complete transformation in how we view the world, how we interact with each other, how we solve our problems. Our collective mindsets evolves. We are moving away from individualism towards a greater awareness of our interconnectedness and our shared responsibility for the future. Right? I'm expecting that this. I am prone to believe not with the biblical explanation, not with the scientific explanation, but with the cultural explanation from the Native Indians, where these encounters with UFOs we are going to begin to see a rise in grassroots movements, innovative solutions to global problems, and the push to more humanitarian approaches to everything from politics to business. It is an energy that is going to cause us to break free from traditions, embracing the new, thinking outside the box,
The
as
aliens
Sister
took
Sadie,
you.
as Sister Sadie has already is doing. This is the age where science fiction could start to look like reality as advancements in
We're having a
technology
little
and
break in
society come
translation.
together to create a future for us in 2025 that is both exciting and unpredictable. But as I said, I'm just a little concerned as to why now, right? Because if the age of Aquarius happened so many years ago, why now, right? So probably we have to look at it from two historically, from the Industrial Revolution, the rise of democracy, even the creation of the internet itself. These shifts all laid the groundwork for what was coming. We look at it as well as looking at the pyramids in Egypt, right? Who built the pyramids? Slaves, they said, build the pyramids. But from my logical explanation, slaves were not that well fed. They didn't have a good standard of life. You know, who really built the pyramids? So we have to look at it, as I said again, a world where innovation and equality take center stage. The old ways are left behind us in favor of something bolder and better. We have to look at it from a technological point of view. We have to look at it from a historical point of view. We have to look at it from a biblical point of view and a cultural point of view, and then make our assessments from there.
Very, very well said. Because it's definitely a change, and we have left the old paradigm as we know it. What we have entered, as I said, we have to pay more attention now to the fact of there is a serious case of examining the bloodline, this is a case of being more importantly what is really happening. So within that whole age and stage of Aquarius and everything like that, I want you all to understand and pay attention to the fact, as I said, we are entering a period called Jacob's trouble. This is a period which hardly will be spoken about in the mainstream media. By Jacob trouble, I mean we are going to have a very close look at the 12 tribes of Israel, Jacob's children, because for far too long it has been a misconception as to who these people really are. And of course, they were falsely claimed by the 1960 group of people that came about and claimed that birthright. But since in 2024, where all exposures have to be made, and finally we have a few days left of 2024, we are entering into an era whereby things can no longer be hidden. Apart from not just being exposed, but things cannot be hidden, because that era that we are entering is total transparency. It come like you're walking down the road and people and there's an X-ray upon everybody. Now, if you think 2024 was bad, whereby certain grandiose people like P. Diddy and Jay-Z and all the others, they were thrown out in the forefront and all their ugly truths were revealed, that was one thing that we see what 2024 did. But we are entering 2025. We are entering with a higher frequency simply because the exposures have left people with a greater sense of awareness. So we are seeing transparencies as never before. We would see that Kim Kardashian really flies and she's a witch. Nobody have to tell you that. We would see that that Jay-Z is about to kill Beyonce, and it is open season. And you all heard it from me. Yeah, I said that. When you see Beyonce disappear, you already know what time it is. But anyway, one of the Kardashians are disappearing too. But what I'm saying is we are having a period of transparency. The lies that was told can no longer be told. It is worldwide, because if we can check out what's happening right now in France, have we seen the colonial meltdown of Macron? I'm putting that out there. Let's go. Has anyone seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh,
It don't
wonderful,
look
Dr.
good.
Winborn.
It's looking real bad. And then not only that, they're trying to say that his wife is a man. So it's looking real bad. They got kicked out of Burkina Faso, and Ibrahim is doing his thing. So, yeah, it don't look real good for the state of colonialism right now.
Because in this here dispensation, it is about transparency. But I have a guest on who can tell me, is Macron wife a man or a woman? Miss
She's a
Theodore.
woman. Isn't she a woman? Never heard
I
that
don't
one
know. I'm
before.
just saying that's what was on the internet. So I don't know.
No,
Can't
because
believe
we once took a look at her, and it's not a really pretty picture when you look at that old hag. So I want to believe it's a man. I'm just
No, I thought
playful.
she is his school teacher. She's old, and because she has been going through so much Botox and transformation to look young, she was his school teacher. Remember that, and her children are older than him. Her first son is 47, while Macron is just 42. So she's going through a lot of invasive treatments to play the part. I would think she's a woman. I would hate to think that she's somebody else.
Well, in the age of transparency, you see what people are saying because all this time they were quite comfortable with her, just the first lady. Now they examine her. But I'm saying concerning the colonialism and the meltdown that Macron have, because the French has been bleeding the Africans for so long, they have been on top of their backs, all down their necks and everything. And now some of the African countries are saying, here, well, get off my back, no more, get your army, please leave, take you and your perfume out of here. And that's what the French are struggling with right now is how do we survive without these niggers? Because we have been on top of their backs and we were quite comfortably riding them, and all of a sudden up came this guy called Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso, and he started shaking up things. Now we are all scared in our boots. But it's a period where we have reached that peak. And like everything else, once you reach that peak, it's going to start coming back down because you have climax. So there's nothing else that colonialism can do to us anymore. So here we are again, mics are open, let's have a conversation.
When you look at Burkina Faso and the things that Ibrahim Traore is doing over there, I think that it's amazing. He has kicked them all out. They are doing their own infrastructure. They have paid off. I think they said it's like $4.7 billion in debt that they had, that they paid it off without making other commitments from Europe and these other countries. And so you have to take your hat off to them. And we can only hope that what's happening there, that energy will continue to ease out into the diaspora. And we all begin to stand up and take our rightful position because they all understand that their greatest threat, their greatest fear is us coming together. Okay?
Oh, yes.
Even more than the aliens.
Exactly.
They fear niggas coming together more than they do the aliens.
You all are the aliens.
They understand the power. They understand the divinity within our DNA. They understand that we're living in the age that we are moved into the age of Aquarius, and there's no longer, let's say, single avatars. But we're all avatars now because we're all as open to the knowledge. That's why you have the whole woke movement. And so we're all waking up to what's really going on. So we're not surprised. And you don't see a lot of people freaking out over aliens and stuff like that. People excited about seeing them. They want to share videos. Nobody seems to be scared.
Yeah, but what has happened, Dr. Winborn, over the years, there has been a subtle introduction to them through the movies.
Right.
Because if you can think of, you hear a feedback?
Yeah, no, what I've said is it's we've been numb to it. So now that we get it, we hear it and we see it, we're not overwhelmed. I mean,
Well,
because
we
I've
can
been hearing
hardly be
about
because
aliens since
we grew up with
70s.
Star Wars, Dr. Winborn. We grew up
Listen,
with
you
Star
grew up
Wars
with,
and how much we love Spock. Who was Spock?
listen, I grew up with I Dream of Genie. So that was my and man and from Mars and the Lost in Space
I'm
and
saying
Being Rich. So we've been prepared for it. So we're
exactly.
not greatly moved. I mean, I have an associate that tells me all the time that he is in conversations
Mm-hmm.
with the Galactic Federation. And he explains the Galactic Federation as groups of races of aliens
Yeah.
that that are engaged in activities and meetings even concerning the activities here on Earth. And he goes into
Oh yeah.
great details. He tells me about what they said. He gives me details about what it's like talking to them. How did he get their messages? How did they get messages to him? What he do to go out getting those messages out to people, and their purpose. So there's we're entering into a whole new world. The
Oh yes.
world as we know it is really, really, really about to change. And that is why the
Or come to an end
Ethiopian is so important right now.
for more. Don't be so subtle. The world that we know is about to come to an end. That's when they talk about the end time.
Mm-hmm.
For the new world has to evolve. So this has to come to an end. Just like it did in the flood, in the days of the flood, in the days of Noah.
Right, right, right.
We're entering that place, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to put a time on it, but I'm saying we have just about 10 years, but that could be 10 or 12, but I'm just saying it's not a big long time before certain things come into being. So now that we are doing the aliens, let's do the holographic images that are being popped up in the sky. Man-made, real, or act of God. What do you all think?
well, I don't know. Somebody else, Dr. Robinson, somebody else can chime in.
Okay, Dr.
Well,
Robinson.
being the old man that I am, I'm not so familiar with all this nuance, this new kind of conceptualization. But the good Lord said, He said, when you see confusion, I'm not in it. Okay. Then He go on to say, believe half what you see and half what you hear, because your eyes and your ears will fool you. So here I'm standing here in America, a child of the segregated South, Jim Crow. Okay. Jim Crow was just the same as apartheid. If you ask somebody about South African apartheid, they say, oh my God, look what happened. Look, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If I tell them about Jim Crow, they say, oh, that's a long time ago. You people are always bringing up slavery. You people always bringing up segregation. You people always bringing up racism. You people always bring up all these things. Now I'm hearing people now delegating their thoughts to aliens, third dimensional concepts. And here we are physically in a condition where people are not willing to deal with reality. Why? Because people create stuff. Elon Musk, Bezos do a lot of stuff where they're going up in the sky, they creating their own astronauts. They're doing all what they want to do. They're researching and finding. Why? Because the man knows he creates an environment of confusion. He have you looking at things that you can't do anything about. The Bible says you're so heavenly bound that you have no earthly good. So people looking in places and things where they can't do anything. They can't change nothing. You ain't going there. What about your existence right now? The Bible says, forget about tomorrow, because it's gone. Don't think of the future, because it's not here yet. Think of the moments right now that you exist, and what can you do right now in timing. So I listen to people, and I'm hearing stuff, and I take a badge of concern over a lot of these young people today, because they're confused. And young cat said to me, he said, Trump is all right, man. He gonna come over here and he gonna give this and he gonna give that and he gonna do all these wonderful things. He gonna give all these checks and whatever. And my thing is, as a man, you gonna give me a check so you can disrespect me? That's not where I come from. I come from a people of pride. I come from a people who fought for their rights, irregardless of circumstances. I come from an age and an experience that today, if people will stop and listen, because every time you say something, a young cat got me on his podcast the other day, and he's so talking about Jesus. He just loved Jesus. He just loved Jesus with no content. No content at all. Just love Jesus. Young African-American man, probably about 30, maybe 32. He said, and he's telling me, I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Got a tremendous picture of Trump behind him. And he's saying, oh, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is going to do this. And I don't know why people hate him, blah, blah, blah. He's a Trumper and a mega or whatever he wants to be, which is his thing. So he went on about old black men, always talking about slavery, always talking about Jim Crow, always talking about the past. And so I stepped when he called me up, he called me into the podcast to talk. I said, young man, here's what I want to explain to you. We came here wrong. African Americans came here the wrong way. We didn't come on a cruise ship, a first class flight from an airplane. We came here the wrong way. Human beings don't come to any country in this kind of condition. It's just not humanistic acceptable. You can't, even the person that got you in that condition cannot humanistically explain why he's doing that, other than he's trying to make money. So he said to me, oh, I don't want to hear all that stuff. You old black people, you're always talking about slavery, Jim Crow. So I don't want my kids to think that way. I don't want my kids to know about that. Trump said on MSNBC, Fox Friends, he's one of the commentators, whatever you call him, on the show, said to Trump, what about this slavery business? What about this racist America business? What are you going to do? Trump said, if a school teaches anything about slavery, I'm going to burn it down. I'm going to defund it. I'm going to shut it down. And we'll never talk about that slavery thing again. And we'll never talk about that racism, that America's racist. Okay, here we go. People are concerned about the stars, the moon, who's coming, the aliens, what's happening, dimensional this, dimensional that. They have such a fine explanation of those conditions, but they don't understand what the condition they're in right now physically. If I tell people my experiences in America, because they came here on an airplane hoping for something wonderful to happen to them. They came here bush-eyed and fairy tale. Immigrants come here looking for that opportunity. They don't want to hear my story. I can understand that, because your focus is, and all of them have said it, because I've been knowing this for 60 years, immigrants coming in, and you're telling them certain things that you experience. They don't want to hear that, because they didn't come here for that. They came here to be successful, to make money, and to support their family. And years ago, they didn't stay here that long, maybe about 10 years. When they hit that pinnacle level of success, they went back home, a lot of them, especially Africans, and as well as some people in the Caribbean that I remember when I was growing up. But the thing that I'm saying is this: as we study all these mythical things, these aliens, these third dimensional things, these things of if there's something that exists, you're losing the concept of what you're facing right now. When you tell people things, they don't take it to. I never when I this young man, when I try to explain myself to him, he cut me off. When the white people came on and talked their crap, what they want to say about what happened back in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s and whatever, because they don't want to hear it, they don't want to deal with it. He let them go on and on and on and on and talk, disrespecting me. I understand where he's coming from. A lot of us don't want to face the fact that certain things happen because we want to believe that, oh, this is just, he's a wonderful man, he's a good guy. I know the man personally. I know the man before he even got to where he was. The owner of Helmsley Hotels introduced me to this man. The man has no interest. White America has no interest. America itself never had an interest of the African-American success, but they're beguiled by it. They don't understand how we brought these people here with nothing, how we didn't taught them nothing. We didn't give them no school. How the hell they built schools? People don't know the curriculum of universities and colleges and high schools was taught by the African. People think we just physically built the Harvards and the Yales and the Princetons and all these prestigious universities and schools. People think we just built the high school. We had schools before they even understood what school meant. We put these institutions together, not only physically, but academically. The achievement that the African brought to America, if you was to take it all away, you would have nothing at all. You Google how many inventions from the African slave to America had invented. 50,000. How many more can you invent? So the glorious things of the white man is always Dr. DeGrasse Tyson, the intellectual, the most intelligent man, they said, aerospace scientist, it's the greatest brain. He was on Joe Rogan. And he told me, he said, listen, he said, Europeans never look for nobody smarter than them. He said, when Europeans were looking for people, they never want to find nobody smarter than them. They want to dumb them down or they want to get rid of them. But they never wanted nobody around them smarter than them. When they brought the African slave, there's a man called Thomas Fuller, Fuller. Google his name. He taught them math. He's a slave that don't know nothing, don't have no formal education in America, don't have nothing, sitting in a room while these white men are trying to figure out these mathematical equations, articulate maybe trigonometry or something, very sophisticated math. He got up there and he showed them how to do the math. And they said, oh my God, this is a great man. This is a smart man. This man is, he has to be the face of the abolitionist movement against slavery. This man is so great. He's so smart. Okay. So as I'm looking at the world today, I'm looking at Black people, and Black people are not a monolith. And that's all right. African American, we don't all think alike. We don't all go to the same church. We're not all rich. We're not all beautiful. We're not all educated. We come in different sorts. But the thing we got to understand is what side of the fence are you on? The Bible says, choose this day who you're going to serve. No man can serve two masters. You can't be on the black side and the white side at the same time. It don't work. You got to choose who you're going to serve. When I was growing up, the difference between us and this new generation of people, or people who freely and newly came to America with these great hopes of opportunity, education, and making money, and they still come. And whether we think about repatriation and getting back to Africa, as soon as I leave, somebody will replace me from Africa, from the Caribbean. They still gonna come because they still see this as a land of hope and opportunity. But what I was saying to the people is this: when I was growing up, I knew responsibility. I knew as a child that it was my responsibility to uphold my family because I was taught that. Okay, my mama told me, don't disrespect God with your behavior. My daddy told me, don't disrespect the race. And my grandpa told me, fight for that which belongs to you and stand up straight and be a man. So we, my generation of young people, we knew our responsibility. I knew what side of the fence I was on. I knew I couldn't straddle the fence. A lot of brothers and sisters today, y'all have it much better than I have it. Y'all can play with the white man. Y'all can play with the black man. Y'all can think with him. Y'all can think with this one. But it comes to a point, and what's happening now with all these dimensional things happening, man is going to have to, we as a people, going to have to choose a side. We're going to have to choose an army. We're going to have to say which side we are on. You can't straddle both sides, sisters and brothers. Either you're with me, thank you, Jesus. You can love Jesus, hate Jesus, think he don't exist, think he's a white man, anything you want. But Jesus said something about the Bible, his wisdom. I don't care what color, whatever people think, whatever Jesus was, and I know who he was. He was a black man. Then ain't no doubt about it. But here's what he said, point blank. You can't, either you with me or you against me, but you can't be in the middle. Backstabbers stay in the middle. Thank you, OJs. They smile in your face all the time. They're trying to take your place. The backstabbers. What do white people do? They do a lot of smiling. Hate your guts.
But I want Dr. Robinson, I want to get in here when you talk about choosing sides, because I'm on the same page with you as far as choosing sides. But the side we choose on, we have to choose between good and evil. So it's not about when we say we choosing sides, we enter in a spiritual arena. It's either God or Satan. That is side. It's either you're for God or for Satan.
But let me, okay, let's say this. Who brought people here in slavery? Who brought people here as and treat them like animals? Who continue to disregard
the white man?
Who disregard the human being? So what white man you think is going to be so loving and so kind and so considerate of you because you think that maybe there's a possibility that Trump might do something? I'm not saying you. When I say you,
no. I am thinking, when you say white man with possibility, I'm thinking about the fact that they clone Biden. So let's don't even go to Trump. We sat down here and let Biden ride it. That was a white man.
Let me say this. Let me say, being in this mess. Okay, what I learned from what did I learn from Jim Crow? I learned there's a lot of white people who will smile in your face and stab you so quick you think you went to heaven. I'm telling you something.
That's exactly why I wonder why you're a Democrat.
Let me educate you on a little something. One thing about the white man I will say, he strategically for 400 years designed a system that benefits him and him only.
Correct.
You can see it now economically. You can see it in the judicial system. You can see it in the medical system. You can see it in the educational system.
So where did that leave us? Where did that leave us then? Where did that leave us then? With the aliens and with this new presidency for the state of black people that's in the diaspora, or specifically within the United States. What does our future look like now?
It comes down to this. First of all, we're in a time of revealing. A lot of things are being like Sister Sadie say. A lot of things are coming out in the open. A lot of things are coming out to be exposed, because God is not going to continue having his people deal with this foolishness. God is not going to continue to have his people blind, because people have done things understanding what the conditions were just for their benefit. I'm talking about black folk. Okay, just to make a couple of dollars. You look at them now. Candace Owens and all these so-called black Republicans get on television and tell the lie. Tim Scott, oh, South Carolina, it wasn't like that. There was no this, that, talking a whole bunch of lies. But here I am, here today. People don't realize that when I was in South Carolina, and I would tell people that there were slaves still existing at that time that were talking to us. Well, lo and behold, a historian came up the other day and he said the last of the slaves had died because it was 110, 115, whatever it was. But a lot of them had died in between 1974 and 1980. So there's a good chance that everyone met somebody who had been a previous slave, that especially in the South, where I come from, because that was the big import of slavery, in the South, whatever. But I'm saying that to say this. Well, obviously, I had a different perspective than my parents had. My parents had this different perspective than their parents have. We all deal with situations differently. Okay, there's no group of people that all going to see the same kind of concern and all say, yeah, I'm down for that. Let's go do that because the leader said, let's go jump over here. It's not everybody going to be there. But circumstances, the God said that the circumstances will make the people realize what they need to do. So you have a condition right now where we have to realize what we need to do. Some things are peripheral. They're not going to happen right now. But immediately, the thing that you can do right now, you need to do it. That's why you don't think about yesterday is gone, tomorrow's not here. You know what I'm saying? Think about those things that you can do right now as you exist. So we as a people have been thinking in the past, and I only think in the past because of the fact of the matter is, if people don't understand something, most people are so miseducated. They know nothing. They think they know about history in America and the whole slavery thing.
But Dr. Robinson, where does it leave the black race now? Question. That's why I'm happy the aliens came, but I don't want to answer that. But I'm waiting for you to come to a conclusion. But you somehow is ballrooming the answer. So we are doing a tango here with the answer.
I'm saying when you think about aliens and all that extraterrestrial stuff, your mind goes into another dimension. So you're not thinking about the earthly things right now that you're dealing with. You're not thinking about the consistency of what's happening now. And that's why when we wake up every day, we hear something on the news that we say, damn, how did that happen? Because you've been asleep, my brother. You've been asleep, my sister. The Bible said your eyes will 50% of the time fool you. Your ears will 50% of the time fool you. People are being fooled. They're looking at dimensions and things that will not concern the situation that they're dealing with. This white man is dealing with things right now on this earth as he prepared to take over and to do whatever he want to do or however he wants to do it. When you got somebody sit down and strategically plan to divide
a country. Robinson, what are you saying? Trump brought the aliens?
No. What I'm saying to you is, no, I'm saying to you, I know people love Trump, but when he get through with y'all gonna wish y'all never seen him. Because I'm 11 million that he gonna did anybody hear on the news a white man married to a Mexican woman was deported? ICE went in his home. The man ain't even been president yet. He ain't even been inaugurated. It ain't even January 20th yet. The ICE went into this man's home. It's on the news. Y'all can Google it. Took his wife, Mexican, took him and his 2 or 3 or 4 kids and took their behind back to Mexico. This man say, I'm not a Mexican. I don't know nothing about Mexico. I've been born in whatever he's from Wisconsin or something.
Well, if you marry a Mexican, it means you know a lot about Mexico because there's a whole world going on between there. I'm just saying.
But this man is saying, I'm an American. I don't know nothing about Mexico, but here I am.
But he's entering the gates of Mexico, so he's hardly American. He's only half American. He's half Mexico.
Because Trump's idea is this. If you sleep with them, you hang out with them, you're one of them, you got to go.
But Barack Obama did the same thing. Barack Obama did say, we have to sleep with them.
But you're going to, not in the context that this man is doing it. But let me explain something to you. He told the Supreme Court, why don't y'all look into that 1857 Drescott decision where this African who claims he came to America on a cruise ship, and he came here and he said he can go get a job and he can do anything he want to do. Y'all know about him, right? Y'all know about the Dred Scott decision. You know that Dred Scott came here. He was just on the boat like everybody, like all the white people. He paid his money to come to America to do the wonderful things. And they said, oh, no. You a nigger. You a slave. Come on, you got to go work for us. And he got a lawyer. He went to court and the court decision was that an African and a slave is not a citizen. Now,
Well,
they don't
you
have
know,
any.
Dr. Ramos, before you stray too far, and when we have like, you know, we know we count the clock, we have like 14 minutes. I just want to say I'm really happy that prayers is back in school because all of these transgender men with some large size of penis and breast teaching our 3-year-old children about the little dog jump over the moon. I'm glad that Donald Trump 2 days ago put prayers back in school. We need to start praying more and talking to the Almighty God. So whatever you want to say about my president, Mr. Trump, he is my president for the next 3 years because when I go to train, I'm a new president too. But I'm saying to you, all the pretense about the wrong things he have done, I am glad that Trump is there because his mouth is big enough so he can hear the truth about what's going on. Prayers are back in school. Little nigger children are going to be praying again in school.
That's nice.
The
Transgender
transgender with the big breast and the penis between your legs
that
have
smells
no more
good,
access
but
to our
ain't gonna
children.
taste good.
Praise the Lord.
That
Shall we
looks
say
nice.
praise the
That
Lord?
looks nice. That looks nice.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
You know,
Praise the Lord.
that looks nice.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
That looks nice. That looks good.
Praise.
I've been a preacher for the past 50 years. That looks nice. That looks good. But remember, it was religion that they used to enslave people. So they're going to find that same religion and use it against you again. Dig where I'm coming from? Oh, praise the Lord. Niggas must
No
not be over
problem.
here.
Once
Oh, praise
men
the Lord.
penis and
Niggas
breast
got
is
to
no
go over
longer
there.
in the army taking money because he
This
said no
white
more
man,
sex
this
change.
white
He
man
said
would take
no
religion.
more
This
men
white
with penis
American
and breast
that
in
I
the
know
army.
very well, they would
I
take
am happy
religion. They
he
would
took
take
out those.
religion, turn it upside down, whip you with it, and put you in a cage and tell you a monkey. I'm telling you how they do, sister.
Yeah, but
Well,
when that happened, it
thank you,
was not Mr.
Jesus.
Trump that did that. It's probably cousin Joe that
It's
did that.
coming.
But I'm just saying,
My
I am
point with the
happy
dress
that
code
those
thing.
men with
My
breast
point.
and penis
My
are
point with
gone.
my point with the dress code thing was this. He was asking them to see if the Supreme Court to see if they could use the dress code decision 1857 against Kamala Harris, saying that being that she's of African descent, being that she's a black woman, maybe she can't run for president. If he used it against a candidate, don't you think he'll use it against me and you? Okay, don't you think he's
No,
gonna pack up?
That's not how he rolled. That's not how
Negroes
he
got
rolled. Because when the
he gonna
Trump is
pack. Let me
speaking,
tell
it
you
is a
something.
different
Let me tell
story.
you something. I guarantee you, when they stop packing people up and shipping them out, he gonna pack up everybody. If you're black, you got to get back to wherever you come from. He's gonna pack up everybody, and it's gonna be, oh my God, we made a mistake. Oh, you are
No,
American. Oh,
but
now
maybe we
you sitting
need
in.
that. We
Now you
probably
sitting
need
in.
that because I am going to Burkina Faso. So I don't care.
Now you
He
sitting in
get
Botswana,
ready to
and you
us
don't know what
out.
the hell to do to get out. Once they pack you up, sister, and send you back, like this man in Mexico, he don't know how to get back. He ain't got no money. He don't know how to leave Mexico. He's sitting there trying to figure out which way is heaven. Okay,
But
but
I
I'm
am
just saying,
telling you, if
let
they
me.
send me to Burkina Faso, I don't want to leave. You see the kind of niggas down there. I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I'm gonna die down there. I
I'm
swear.
telling you, when they pack up, when they start just grabbing everybody, they're gonna grab everybody and what's that place, Springfield, Ohio, when they were saying that the Haitians was
They're eating the dog.
eating the dog,
But
eating the
but they
cats.
do eat
When
dogs.
they
No,
started
no, no,
attacking,
no,
when they
no.
started attacking black people in
We didn't have
Springfield,
this show
Ohio,
for a
they
long
didn't
time.
stop.
But
They didn't stop to
Haitian
ask
people
if you
eat
was.
dogs. They eat dogs in my country. They had to close down a restaurant in my country. What is so
But they
strange?
wasn't, but sister, that was wrong. That was wrong. They were not
But
eating
they're eating
the
the
Haitians were
dogs.
not.
They're eating the
The
cats.
governor said it. The governor said the governor, the mayor of the city of Springfield, the senators, every white person, Republican was saying that's a lie. They're not eating no dogs. They're not eating no cats. They're not eating nothing. They were saying it's a lie. He still pushed the narrative. And then
Listen,
JD
it is not
Vance,
a lie, Dr.
Vice
Robinson.
President JD Vance said, "Oh, you know what? I said that so I can get people attention." He said, "I know it's a lie, but I said
It
it so I
is
can
not
get
a
attention."
lie.
And
It happened in Trinidad and
still they
Tobago.
love him. Still y'all love him.
Dr.
But here's
Robinson,
what's
I
gonna
grew up
happen.
knowing people eating dogs and cats. I barely escaped a meal of dog and cat because they had it in the restaurant in Trinity. And they had to close down the restaurant because the Indian people were serving roti with dogs. And it is not a fact.
But that's
Haitian people eat
sister.
dogs.
What I'm saying to
Because
you, that's
it's
different
a
than
fact.
saying That's different than
No,
saying
no.
that people. No. This is what I'm saying, sister.
It's not far-fetched.
No. Look, let me say
Let me ask you a
fast.
question. Let me ask you a question. Because they're eating the cats, because Haitian people, and you said that Trinities have eaten dogs and cats, that don't necessarily mean that the Haitian people that's in Springfield, Ohio,
But there
is
was
going
eyewitness
around
to the
killing
story.
people's pets. No, nobody really came out. There was one lady, and that lady
No,
that said that they watched the lady eat the cat, and she had blood around her mouth and stuff like that. That wasn't in
no,
Springfield, and that was an
no,
old
that's
tape.
a lie, bro. I am telling
Listen,
you, one young man got a video, and and we know for a fact there are people in Haiti who will cover down this information, but they
that's not
tell you
all
secretly
Haitians.
they know
That's not all
of people.
Haitians. I lived in Haiti.
Not all
I didn't
Haitians
live
does
in. I
it,
stayed in
but it
Haiti for
has
a
been
while
done
with my
before.
with a
It's
good
not
friend
a
of mine.
far-fetched idea.
I stayed
I
in
mean,
Haiti
can
with a
you
good
go
friend of
into
mine.
a restaurant in Haiti and order you some smothered German Shepherd like you
It
can?
doesn't go like that. It's behind the scenes.
That's
It's
what
for
I'm
a
telling you.
cult
It's not.
purpose.
It's not the Haitian
Anyway,
people.
Dr. Robinson, in this country are eating babies. Okay, so go and check that woman who creates that big fashion show
I
called
have
Anna
a
Hex or
friend.
whatever.
I have a
They're
friend,
eating babies.
and Dr. Winborn on Pierre Lubin. All right, he's from Haiti. I went with him to his country. I stayed there for a little while. I didn't see nobody in his family. His wife never. His mother, his grandmother never served me dog or
But you
cat.
won't let
I'm
you
telling
see it
you,
because you're not part
that's
of
an
the farm.
occult. That's an occult. It's religious occult,
Yes, it's a cult. It's a
it's
cult. It's
it's
not
a
part of
old.
their cult.
It's considered an old ancient African cult. So there's some kind of deviant cult, if you want to call it. It's an occult.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a bunch of
But
people
it
that do it,
happens.
but it's not.
But the
Haitians
fact
don't
that
do that on a regular.
it happens though.
That's not their thing. But if I tell you something that white people do, I guarantee you nobody will say, "Oh, all white people do that." Oh, only that group. You see, we
They eat
always
babies.
give the white man a pass, right? Everything he do is all right. It's only that little group. But everything black people
I
do, we
don't give
all doing
nobody
it.
a pass.
So you and
The
me,
truth is the truth. This is
you
Baby
and me,
Sundays, Dr. Robinson, when we speak the truth over here, we take it from under the rug. We speak the truth. White people eat children. It is worse because when they have the big ceremonies, all these big politicians, and they go to that Grove place, Bohemian Grove, where George Bush and they go, they eat babies down there.
Well, I'm
At the
saying this.
Bohemian Grove.
I'm saying this. I guarantee you, very few black folks, and I've been in dirt poor South Carolina, where sometimes you wish you could eat a dog or a cat because maybe you were hungry, you know. But black people as a whole, I really, really, really do not feel that Haitian people as a norm eat cats and dogs. No,
It's not a norm. It's a practice that occurs among certain elements of their
yeah, but
society. But the practice is not a lie.
you
It
can't be
is
a
not a
presidential
lie.
candidate. You can't be a presidential candidate and go on live TV and tell a lie. That's wrong. That's wrong about a
Well,
people because
tell that
what
to
he
Joe
says,
Biden and Kamala Harris, Dr. Robinson.
what he says
Kamala
hasn't
Harris said,
what
if
he
you
says
want Jesus, go 2 doors down the road. If
what
you
he
want
says
Jesus.
what he says has a tremendous effect on a bunch of 231 million white people who hate black people, maybe 60% of them, and they would love to have some kind of way to kill. Now, when this dog and cat thing went in Springfield High, what I was trying to tell you is that African Americans, Puerto Rican Americans, anybody look black was grabbed and put into all kinds of trouble. Okay, they were being harassed, they were being beaten up. There was a lot of things behind that little joke or whatever you want to call it, but a lot of people got hurt. So what I'm saying is this: we cannot sit around here and allow people to spread lies about us because they've been lying on us since we came here. There's only 60 years, if you count it, of freedom in America for African Americans. 60 years. Okay,
Well,
so
now
that tells me
we have to revamp the Black Lives Matter,
this
organization. If you have a
cracker been
problem.
working hard for a long time to keep us under control, to
And
keep us
where's Black Lives
dehumanized.
Matter, Dr. Robinson? Where's the Black Lives Matter? When the foolish niggas sit down for an organization that white people was running, talking about Black Lives Matter. And they were all taken for a ride.
you don't know, sister. You don't know the hatred that I face. 4 years old. walking into a class, first time integrated the school system, all right? 4 years old, walking to the class. You know what the white teacher did? She told all the white kids and herself, pack up your things, let's get the hell out of here, because we're not sitting with this nigga. Now, I'm 4 years old. I don't know what nigga is. Okay, but I know how it feels when you come to a class and you sit
So,
down
Dr.
and everybody, hold on a minute. You don't want to hear my truth, sister. You want to hear my truth. You want to hear what you don't want to hear my truth. How did you feel? Sister, how would you feel you walk into a class and everybody say she's from Trinidad and Tobago and everybody walks up and leave you sitting there by yourself? How would you feel as a 4-year-old trying to put things into concept? I'm just telling you stuff that I personally experienced. I'm not saying to you what happened to Joe, Tom, Dick, or Happy, what I read in the book. I'm saying my personal experiences. It is nasty. It is evil. This white man is an evil person, and you got to choose which side of the fence you're going to fight on. You're going to fight on his side. You're going to fight on our side. But like Jesus said, you can't be lukewarm in the middle.
Where our side will be with the aliens? Where our side is? Since you have two old white crackers,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to say this. You better be on the black side.
Time go the aliens are black.
You're gonna end up on your backside. You better be on the black side, or you're gonna end up on your backside.
Dr. Robinson, time you all grew up, because politics is a game that you know how to play.
That's a little South Carolina mumbo jumbo.
Dr. Robinson, I play the game by who works for me. If the Democrats work for me, I am the Dems. If the Democrats no longer work for me, I throw them out, I'm with the Republicans. If the Republicans is no longer working for me, I'm back in bed with the Democrats. That's a game you played politics.
No. You know what people try to do? You know what people try to do?
How come? We don't do that in Trinidad.
You know what people try to do?
We make love to you. And when the love making is finished, we go to our next person for 4 years. In Trinidad, politics is how we do it. You all have born Democrats. You're 95 years old and still a Democrat. Never vote for anybody else. It's unheard of. That is slavery.
My grandmother was Republican.
We are only in bed with the politicians that work for us. And when you can't work for us,
they freed when the Republicans freed the slaves, African Americans were all Republican. They're not stupid. They were all Republican. Here's the deal. Nobody really ideologically deal with a party per se. People usually, back in the day, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, people usually try to go with the best person with the best ideas. That was supposed to be. It's the politicians, it's the politicians who decided that you had to be on my side or their side. They did it. The white man is the one that divided the political society for their purpose. Because the Republicans have their idea of how they want to control this thing called America. The Democrats have their idea how they want to control this thing called America. They're clashing of thoughts and understanding, and they're dividing themselves. But it's going to self-destruct because a house divided against itself, thank you, Jesus, cannot stand. It's fallen. Babylon is fallen. My Rasta brothers, Rastafari, tell you, Babylon ain't gonna be no more.
That is the only side you should be on. Rastafari. But anyway, Dr. Robinson, it's coming close to the top of the hour. You know I must have the last one in. So I am trying to let everyone
Bob Marley said many years ago, free yourself of mental slavery.
Okay, Dr. Robinson, I must put you on silent right now because it's 9 o'clock hour and I'm going to have the last word in. Because, of course, you know, it is the Sunday where it's quite explosive. We can say whatever we want. We bring the truth on this side. We drag it out from under the rug and we examine it. But then right now in my heart, there's one side, and that's the side of the Almighty, and that's the side to take. And I'm so happy that Rastafari came into the world to show our black people was the truth, because even the name of God was not even the right name. His name is Ahaya, and Christ's name is Yeshaya. And only the Rasta man was saying that for many years, including the fact that they never took the white man's side, because we always know the white man was the devil. You think we didn't know Queen Elizabeth was a demon, but you all was still bowing down to the crown. But Rasta said no, Jah Rastafari, and we know the truth. So I'm glad that Rasta is upon the earth to show our black people and white people the truth as well. Because there's a few light-skinned ones who are from Jewish origin, who are from even down in Jerusalem, and they know Rastafari is the truth. So the only truth upon this earth is Jah Rastafari. And I stand with that because we don't take sides, we deal with truth. And if we know there are two old cranky white men battling for each other, they will soon drop dead. We know what the white race is. We know what they give, and we know they don't like us. But chances are we don't like them either. So therefore, segregation was a good thing. Segregation wasn't such a bad thing after all, because niggers can live quite comfortable by themselves. That is why we have the repatriation team. And that is why I'm heading to Burkina Faso after I leave Trinidad. I'm not going to come back and decide. I don't want to see white people anymore in my life. I have seen too much of them. But of course, please join us for our next wonderful conversation on Sundays. We do it from 7 p.m. to 9 once we get our time in. And Dr. Winborn, you have been such a great person, helping out with the show, making sure we have a wonderful platform, making sure that we are here, not to eat off each other's neck, but mainly to entertain each other. Dr. Robinson, so very happy for you to come on. Miss Theodore, I love your intelligence. I love your wisdom.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, and first Vice Shiloh, you know you are greatly respected among the musical team, and I'm looking forward to my jingle for next week. And I don't want nothing short. I want it just as sweet as I am. And of course, for all those who are going to join us, it's going to be next week because it's 9:04 and Dr. Winborn has to unplug us. So we want to say good night. Catch you next time.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
God bless
The
you.
Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated's Repatriation and Reparations Commission would like to introduce to you our groundbreaking repatriation initiative, which encompasses over 1,300 acres of land in Bariwa, Ghana, aligned with the land gift to Black peoples of the world by Her Royal Highness King Kuro Becha Noi Banani II, President of the United Traditional Rulers Association and Vice President of Buwa, Sini, Traditional Council. Ghana has a population of 31 million people. The Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated embraces this land gift. As we prepare to extend our association across Africa starting, first, Ethiopia, Ghana, Liberia and many other countries in the United States of Africa. The vision. This visionary repatriation project integrates smart cities powered by extensive solar infrastructure and an expansive agricultural program with the Ghanaian community. It will leverage the diaspora's management and training expertise, remittances, social media, and global influence. The Ethiopian World Federation's Repatriation and Reparation Commission aims to establish a sustainable, self-reliant and integrated community that empowers Africa's youth, fosters economic stability and growth. All of this will benefit Federation members and the local Ghanaian community.
The Ethiopian World Federation, Incorporated's Repatriation and Reparation Commission would like to introduce to you the Ghana Land Project overview. Our goal is to acquire at least 1,300 acres of land. There will be one central community with 12 100-acre communities surrounding it. Each community local will be afforded the following amenities. 1. 10 acres of farmland, each local cultivating different products to trade with the surrounding communities. 2. Smart city development, 3 community hospital, 4 schools and educational complex, 5 industrial factory buildings for manufacturing. 6 housing and apartment complexes, 7 management administration security department, 8 business centers. 9 green spaces, 10 waste and recycling, 11 fueling station, 12 arts and entertainment.
The Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated's Repatriation and Reparations Commission would like to introduce to you our groundbreaking repatriation initiative, which encompasses over 1,300 acres of land in Bariwa, Ghana,